Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Julius Caesar, and today we get to hear from Cassius and Casca in Act 1, Scene 3. Sorry, I don't have a hat with me to be able to do that, but yeah, let's dig into this. So in Act 1, Scene 3, there's a great big storm happening, and it's freaking out Casca, and Cicero is not freaked out by it and sort of gave him the, people see what they want in these signs of things. And then Cicero left and Cassius showed up, and Cassius is now starting to work on Casca to sort of like get his blood going, because Cassius is really loving this storm and he knows that it portends horrible things to come, but since Cassius is sort of being the puppet master of those horrible things, he's excited for it. So yesterday he was talking to Casca and I was like, you're too boring. Like all of this stuff, this is like good, bad stuff that's happening. And by the way, there happens to be a man who's getting a little too big for his britches. And Casca's like, you don't perchance mean Caesar, do you? And Cassius is like, yeah, I do. And Casca's like, well, I hear he's going to be wearing his crown everywhere except for here in Italy, this crown that they gave him. And Cassius says, I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants do defeat. No stony tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. But life, being weary of these worldly bars, never lacks power to dismiss itself. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure. So can I. Every bondman in his own bears the power to cancel his captivity. And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were no lion, were not the Romans hinds. Those that with haste will make a mighty fire begin it with weak straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish and what awful when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But oh, grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. Then I know my answer must be made, but I am armed and dangers are to me indifferent. So yeah, he basically makes his declaration to Casca right now that he is against Caesar and that he's going to free himself from Caesar's tyranny and probably everybody else with him. And Casca's like, okay, I'll help you then. And he rails a little bit more on Caesar, like that the people of Rome are just too stupid to have any better sort of leader than Caesar is, and Caesar wouldn't be this way if it wasn't so easy to take advantage of the people of Rome and all that sort of thing. And then he's like, well, wait a minute, like maybe I'm talking too much. But Casca's like, no, I'm in. I am 100% in. And then both of them freeze for a second because somebody else comes in and they realize that it's Cinna, who's also in on this whole conspiracy thing. And Cinna's like, well, if only we could get Brutus on our side. And Cassius is like, well, take these 3 letters that I've written in somebody else's handwriting and put them in these 3 strategic places where Brutus will see them, and then everybody's going to get together. I think it's like a Pompey's statue or something like that, where they will meet and conspire and all that sort of thing, and all this is going on sort of in the middle of the night. So yeah, that's where Act 1, Scene 3 ends. They all decide that they're gonna keep trying to get more and more people on their side to undo Caesar. They talk about Metellus Cimber also making sure that he's on their side as opposed to anybody else's side. So anyway, yeah, that's Act 1, Scene 3, and tomorrow we get to start in on Act 2. And I believe, I don't know if it's tomorrow or the day after, but very, very soon we get to hear from a female character. No, not tomorrow. Next week. We'll hear from a female character next week. I'll see you then.